Hi everyone! Today we are at the Butchart Gardens here in Victoria, BC. This is a National Historic Site of Canada and there are over 55 acres of gardens here to explore. We're pretty excited because we're going to be taking a look around the gardens and later we're going to tea. So I'll take you along with us so you can see what it's like here at the Butchart Gardens in Victoria, BC. The drive to Butchart Gardens took us approximately 30 minutes with some traffic. Depending on where you're starting from and the time of day, it could be longer or shorter. When we arrived at the gardens, we were directed where to park and made our way to the entrance, which was clearly marked and took us along paved walkways with beautiful gardens before we even got inside. There was a coffee shop and souvenir shop on the way in with plenty of seating. We had purchased our tickets online in advance, but only because we wanted to guarantee our spot for afternoon tea and planned to spend a few hours exploring before and after our tea time. The gardens are a mixture of rare and exotic shrubs, trees, and flowers, and you can explore various gardens here like the Japanese garden, sunken garden, and even the rose garden. There are actually 55 acres of gardens here, with 900 bedding plant varieties, 26 greenhouses, and 50 full-time gardeners to keep the gardens looking in pristine condition year-round. The property started as a rock quarry, but the owner's wife, Jennie Butchart, had a vision to turn part of the property into a sunken garden, and from there it continued to grow and eventually expanded into the Japanese garden on the seaside, the Italian garden on the former tennis court, and beautiful rose garden. And now, over 100 years later, this beautiful property and gardens are the result of one woman's vision. We are just about to go in for our tea at the dining room restaurant, so come along with us and come enjoy some tea. When I saw that the gardens offered afternoon tea, I knew we had to try it. And the menu did not disappoint. It was finger sandwich heaven, and so many varieties of tea to try, many even made from the gardens here. We are at the Butchart Gardens here in Victoria, BC, and we're having afternoon tea. We're both pretty excited because we've never had a tea experience like this before, and we are expecting an English trifle to come out first, and we're going to show you what it's like. That is so good. There's blueberries and cake and this beautiful, delicious cream on top. It is so good. And it's like dessert before our meal. I didn't realize that's how it went, so that's pretty exciting too. Needless to say, we were both big fans of the trifle, but it was time to pour some tea, and we each got our own fancy little pot with a strainer to catch the tea leaves. I got the rose tea, and it's made from Butchart Gardens. That's delicious. It's like drinking a rose garden. And we have a nice flight to go with our tea tower. When she brings out our tea towers, she's going to explain which goes with which course of the tea tower. So we're going to stay tuned for that and just enjoy our tea until then. It didn't take long before our towers arrived, and we ended up each having our own because Alan asked for no fish. So good to know. If you do have any allergies or food preferences, you can let your server know. We started off at the top with our scones with cream and jam. We were too hungry to talk about it, but I can confirm they were quite tasty. We finished our scone and our accompanying alcohol to go with it. This is the sparkling wine, and it goes with the savory items at the bottom. So we have a sausage roll, a quiche, and some various sandwiches, egg, ham, salmon, cucumber, and I think a curry chicken as well. So cheers, dear, and let's move on to the second. course. This is the Tarragon Almond Quiche. It just melts in your mouth. So good. I really like that.
This is the house-made sausage roll. Looks delish. Very tender, nicely spiced.
So this is the cucumber sandwich, and you can see the little thinly sliced cucumbers in here. And I'm not sure if that's butter or cream cheese.
Find out.
I will. The bread is so soft. For just being a cucumber sandwich, this is delicious.
So we're moving on to our very last course, which is dessert, which in my opinion is the best course. So we'll take a look here at the items. This is a whoopie. This is a white chocolate tart. Then we have a Napoleon here that looks delicious. A Madeleine. And last but definitely not least is a coffee truffle, which I'm excited to try. It's in a little box too. I think you can take this one home, but I'm definitely going to eat this one here. So we'll start out here with the whoopie. Yeah, it looks almost like a baked Oreo. That was better than I was expecting. Very decadent. And then it pairs with this delicious dessert wine here. I think this is blueberry or blackberry. It smells good. Okay, that is a really good pairing.
All right, so I'm gonna start with the tart for my dessert. Nice little tiny tart. White chocolate. That's really tasty. And now for some dessert wine. Ooh, the berry flavor is very complementary to the white chocolate. Definitely recommend doing the pairing of the different liqueurs and alcohols while you're here because it really adds to the flavor of the tasting.
Last but not least, the mystery box. That's a really strong coffee flavor. Very good. Perfect way to end a perfect tea time.
We absolutely loved tea here at Butchart Gardens and ate every single thing on our plates. There was barely crumbs left because it was so good. Now I have the rest of my rose tea to drink, and then we're gonna go head out and visit some of the gardens we didn't have a chance to look at, and we'll take you along with us. Cheers! We just finished our afternoon tea and it was an amazing experience. If you've never had afternoon tea before, we definitely recommend coming here to Butchart Gardens to do that. But if you have, it's still probably gonna blow your mind. We didn't realize how much food we would actually be getting, so a tip for you is to arrive hungry. Do not eat before you get here if you're coming for the afternoon tea because there is so much food to choose from. Now we're gonna continue on exploring the gardens because we have a few we haven't seen yet. We started off in the Italian gardens, and this might have been my favorite of the whole day. I love the fountain and the European charm of the buildings. It used to be the tennis courts of the property. Then we visited the Japanese garden. This was a beautiful shaded area of the property where you could walk through covered paths of bamboo, and there were streams, ponds, and bridges that made you feel like you were actually in a garden in Japan. And our last garden was the rose garden. It was so pretty with paths covered with ivy and flower archways, but it was also one of the most crowded gardens because it was so picturesque. So bring your patience for this one, because there will be lots of people stopping for photos here. And on the way out, there was one final tropical display in a greenhouse that was beautiful as well. We are just wrapping up our visit here at the Butchart Gardens and have thoroughly enjoyed our visit. If you're in the area, we definitely recommend doing the tea as well, and make sure you book your reservation online in advance. I hope this video can be helpful if you're planning your own visit to the Butchart Gardens. And as always, if you like this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more travel videos coming soon.